Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So you can see on the screen there are so many seasons. So you might be thinking, we are going to learn about some season or about a poem which might be based on a season or something like that. Yes, so then you are correct. So your spring is known as Vasanta, summer is known as Grishma, monsoon is known as Varsha, autumn is known as Sharad, pre-winter is known as Hemanta, and winter is known as Shishira. So here, why is Sharayu ma'am showing about all these things? So here we go. So this is a book, Rutu Samharam, which is written by the great Sanskrit poet, you can say Kalidas, who has gathered all the seasons and compiled them beautifully in the form of poems. So why are we talking about them, right? So today we are going to see a poem based on a season, which is written by Kalidas and which is translated by our professor Arthur W. Ryder. So now you all might be knowing about which season we are talking about. Autumn, which is also known as Sharad Ritu, and in foreign countries they call it fall because leaves fall off trees during this time. So without wasting any time, let's move forward. So first I'll be reading the poem for you all. The autumn comes a maiden fair in slenderness and grace, with nodding riciness in her hair and lilies in her face. In flowers of grasses she is clad, and as she moves along, birds greet her with a cooing glad like a bracelet's tinkling song. Next stanza. A diadem adorns the night of multitudinous stars. Her silken robe is white moonlight set free from cloudy bars, and on her face the radiant moon, bewitching smiles are shown. She seems a slender maid who soon will be a woman grown. So over here, we can understand that the poem is divided into two stanzas. First, which talks about the morning time, and the second, which talks about the night time. Let's talk about it in detail by using four lines at a time. So, the autumn comes a maiden fair in slenderness and grace, with nodding riciness in her hair and lilies in her face. So, here, the autumn season is compared to a beautiful, fair, slender, and graceful woman. So she's compared to a beautiful young girl, that is a maiden, who has nodding rice stems in her hair, which also states that during autumn, rice is grown and lilies in her face. Her face is so beautiful that it is covered with lilies. You can see it very beautifully depicted in the picture. And the main words over here, you can note them down. Maiden means an unmarried or young girl. Slenderness means the quality of being delicate. Grace, smoothness, and elegance of movement. So she's walking gracefully and coming down. In flowers of grasses she is clad, and as she moves along, birds greet her with their cooing glad like a bracelet's tinkling song. So it is said that she is wearing or she is decorating herself with flowers and grass. And as she is moving along, she is being welcomed by or greeted by the birds in beautiful cooing sounds. So the birds are making a cooing sound when she is coming. They're welcoming her. And this cooing sound is compared to a bracelet's tinkling sound. Here you can see the birds are rejoicing after seeing that the autumn has come. Monsoon season has ended. So here are the important words. Clad means clothed. Then greet means to give a sign of welcome when meeting someone. Cooing means to make a soft murmuring sound. Then a diadem adorns the night. Let's move to the second stanza, which talks more about the night. A diadem adorns the night. of multitudinous stars. Her silken robe is white moonlight set free from cloudy bars. So they are saying that there is a diadem. Diadem means a crown. A crown is decorating the night, means the night is decorated with the crown of that autumn season of multitudinous stars. Multitudinous means numerous stars. There are a lot of stars. Her silken robe is white moonlight. So she's wearing a loose cloth on her body, which is nothing but white moonlight, set free from cloudy bars. As you all remembered, that the monsoon season has ended, so there are no clouds in the sky. So everything is quite clear and beautiful in the autumn season. You can see the diadem, the crown, which is made up of numerous stars. She's wearing a white robe, which is made up of moonlight. Then, diadem means a crown. Adorns means to make more beautiful or attractive or to decorate also. Multitudinous means numerous. Let's move to the next. And on her face, the radiant moon, bewitching smiles are shown. She seems a slender maid who soon will be a woman grown. And on her face is also shining and glowing like the moon. Bewitching means enchanting smiles are shown. She seems a slender maid, so she looks like a young girl who will soon be a woman grown. So she'll be developed into a mature woman, which also states about the season. That is now this autumn season will be changing into a mature season, that is the winter season. So it also talks about the time, how it is passing by, and how the young girl will be a grown woman. See. The words are radiant, shining or glowing brightly. Bewitching means enchanting or delightful. Splendor means thin. Here, you can add these themes of the poem in your appreciation, which will make it more effective. Here, the themes of the poem are beauty of the nature, how the nature takes its own beauty, how it changes itself in every season. The cycle of life is also shown, how a young girl is transformed into a beautiful grown woman. Then, natural harmony, how all the birds are also overjoyed, how plants are growing in different seasons. Then, the celestial beauty, that is the stars, the moon. Then, femininity and grace is also shown, how the girl is walking, which states that how beautifully the seasons are changing. So now we are going to see some important parts of the poem. That first thing is the figures of speech. So the first line states, the first one, the autumn comes a maiden fair. So we can see over here one, two, three, four, five. Five are there in each line. There are figures of speech. We are going to see each and everything in detail. So let's start with the first one. The autumn comes a maiden fair. Over here, which is the figure of speech? It is personification. The non-living season autumn is given the human quality of coming or walking. So here the woman, autumn is compared to a woman. So it is personified into a living thing. What the living thing is doing, that is walking. Second one, with nodding rice stems in her hair. So your imagery use. Imagery means what? Imagination. So imagination is used in this line to create a poetic effect where rice stems are decorating the hair of the season autumn. That is, the young girl's hair are decorated with rice stems. We can say, and flowers of grasses she is glad. So inversion is used. Word order is a little bit incorrect. So we can change the word order. The word order is incorrect. The correct word order is she is glad in flowers of grass. Birds greet her with their cooing glad like a bracelet's tinkling song. So your simile is used. Why simile is used? Whenever you see words like as, so, and like, and whenever there is comparison between two things, we can say it is simile. So where your simile. That is direct comparison. Simile is always direct comparison. Remember that. Direct comparison is made between the cooing sound of birds and the tinkling sound of bracelet using the words as, so, like. Remember, as, so, like. Next one, like a bracelet's tinkling song. So here, can you see tinkling? The sound is used. So whenever sounds are used, which figure of speech do you use? Onomatopoeia. Remember the spelling very nicely because here are where we make mistakes. So rather than saying onomato, I use the technique of using tomato. Tomato, nomato, onomato. Remember it. The sound is expressed by using the word tinkling. Here we can see two more, 6 and 7. Her silken robe is white moonlight, and she seems a slender maid who's soon. Now let's see. Her silken robe is white moonlight. So your metaphor is used. As we saw, direct comparison in simile, using the words as so like. But here in metaphor, we don't use as so like, and there is indirect comparison. So see over here, indirect comparison is made between a silk robe and moonlight without using the words as, so, and like. Next, she seems a slender maid who soon. So over here, can you see S, 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 S? So here, what is it? Alliteration. Alliter means what? All letter are same. All letter S, S, S. So I remember it like that. All letter, alliter. Alliteration. So the letter S is repeated pleasingly for a poetic effect. We will move forward with the textual question answers. Why is autumn called a maiden fair? We will see this. Autumn comes in slenderness and grace. Like a young girl, she has beautified herself by having nodding rice stems in her hair and lilies in her face. She is dressed in flowers of grasses, hence she is called a maiden fair. She is called or defined as a beautiful lady. Next. What is the cooing of birds compared to? So, if you remember, I had told you in the explanation that the cooing is compared to the tinkling sound of the bracelets over here. The cooing of birds is compared to the tinkling sound of a bracelet. Next one. How does autumn dress up at night? Autumn is dressed with a twinkling diadem. Diadem means a crown made of multitudinous, made of numerous stars. Her silken robe is the white moonlight set free from the cloudy bars. So, like this, in this way, she has dressed herself very beautifully, and we have come to an end. I hope that you like the explanation. And please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and suggest me which all videos do you need next. Thank you so much.